Wish you all a fine morning. This is Sampath Kumar. I'm very happy to meet you after a long break. Today is a special day for me because it happens to be Teachers' Day. I was very happy receiving a lot of wishes from my old students and old teachers. I thank you one and all. On this wonderful day, I felt that I should give you something very, very useful to you. It is a well known fact that the Britishers left India in 1947 after declaring independence to India. While leaving India, they left behind certain things. You can call it the legacy left by the Britishers. And one such thing happens to be the language of English, their language, English language. And this, like a few other things left by the English, has come to stay with us, has got a big influence on us. It has come to stay with us for life. We have got a craze for English language. Nobody can deny that. Now, why should we learn or acquire English language? Simple answer is because it is a global language, we have to master it. Now, if you go back to the olden days, ancient days, incidents were very many that people were born and brought up and lived their entire life in their own native village at times. They might not have even moved out of their village. But now the scenario is totally different. We have to move out of our native village, native town, or our state, and on many occasions we have to leave our motherland in search of better fortunes. And leaving for overseas countries in search of fortunes is not something new. It has got its roots even in the oldest days, olden days, very old days. I didn't say oldest days, very olden days. If you take, for example, Manimekalai, there is a character you made by name Sadhuvan. Sadhuvan was on his way to overseas countries, searching his fortune. As bad luck would have it, the ship by which he was going through met with an accident. That is shipwreck. We call it shipwreck. Due to shipwreck, he was washed ashore of a very lonely island. The island was inhabited by tribals. And these tribals, bad news for Sadhuvan, happened to be cannibals, man-eaters. They feed on human flesh. The moment he was spotted, the tribals took Sadhuvan to their leader because it was the custom. On seeing Sadhuvan, they were very happy because they are going to have a good feast on him. But as it happens in the modern movies and even serials, dramatically the last moment, the neck of the moment, Sadhuvan started speaking in the tribals' language. The tribals were pleasantly surprised. Because he spoke their language, they identified him to be one of their own community, and immediately afterwards, the entire scenario was changed. Fortune smiled at Sadhuvan because Sadhuvan was treated as a special guest for about a couple of weeks or so. When he left the island, he was given lots and lots of riches with which you could settle for life. So, what is the implication that we have through this small incident is the importance of learning an additional language. Had Sadhuvan not learnt this language spoken by the tribals, he would have been killed. So, this is the advantage of learning additional language. And moreover, this is not new also. Thiraigadalodiyam Thirariyam Thedu is an age-old proverb. So now that because of globalization, we have to move around the world. When we want to go to the corners of the world, of course, we need a common language spoken all over the world. And that global language happens to be English, and hence the importance and relevance of learning English. Now, how well do we learn English is a big question about which I want to talk to you. When I go to any class, any standard in school, or any, college, I simply ask a question: how many of you want to speak in English? Almost everyone says the same answer: I want to speak, I want to speak, I want to speak. But when I ask this question, the next time, a different question, as to how many of you do use English or do speak English for your day-to-day conversation, again, almost everyone says no. So I just ask them to enumerate the reasons as to why you are not able to speak in English. The list is very long, but one of the predominant reasons given almost by all students says, "Sir, I am unable to speak in English because I don't have English grammatical knowledge. I don't know grammar, so I cannot speak in English. So I don't speak in English." How far is this statement correct? How far is the statement valid? As I'm basically a teacher of English over the last 3 decades, I can tell you one thing. Guys, if you want to learn English, especially the spoken part, if you're a beginner in learning English language, forget grammar. Grammar comes not into play at the beginning or while you are aiming at spoken part of the language. I ask you, you say, I do commit mistakes, so I cannot speak English. My question, why should you not commit mistakes? You have to commit mistakes if I ask you. If you ask me a question, I'll tell you, why should you not commit mistakes? You have to commit mistakes. Because committing mistakes is a sign of learning. If someone says that I want to learn English, master English, without making any mistake, after gaining a thorough knowledge of the entire grammar, he will never be able to learn the language. Or his lifetime will be insufficient for him to learn language. How did I learn language? How did the teachers learn language? How did the professors learn language? How did all the non-native speakers of English learn language? It is only by making mistakes. So understand here, you have to make mistakes. You are licensed to make mistakes. I'll give you the license to make mistakes. Next, what is language? Language is a tool of communication. What is communication? Communication is nothing but exchange of ideas. When this is the sole purpose of language, when you are able to understand what I express and I'm able to understand what you express, Grammar finds no place here. Grammar is out of place here. Spoken English knows no grammar rates a proper. You don't require grammar at all. So, I call this grammar of English a bully. If you want to frighten somebody, you can frighten with grammar. It's like, it's a bully. It's a bully, that's what I can tell you. So my suggestion is, forget grammar, speak English. Sir, should I understand that I'll be committing the same mistakes lifelong? Don't worry. When you listen to good English spoken by teachers, professors, orators, or newsreaders, or commentators, your language will get polished. Your mistakes will get rectified on their own, most of the mistakes. I'm very sure. The right structures of English language will get set in your mind unconsciously. Remember, whatever you learn unconsciously is bound to be with you for life. So forget grammar, speak English. Thank you very much for listening.